want to share with you some Stampin' Up! Catalog suites. These suites usually include stamps, dies, paper, and embellishments. The first suite we were going to look at today is the Parisian Blossoms suite. So this suite, I'm going to show you a few items that are in the suite. So the first is a stamp set. So this is the Parisian Beauty stamp set. The Forever Blossom stamp set. So the dies that are in them are called the Cherry Blossom dies. So I just put my dies onto a magnetic sheet just so you can see them there. And the paper for this suite is called the Parisian Blossom Specialty Designer Series paper. And that's it there. And what makes it special is that if we can go up close to the camera, there's like a champagne type glitter into it that you can see there. And it's gorgeous paper. So I'm just going to show you some samples that I've done with the paper. There's one. There's two. Now this one was made by Debbie Armstrong. She's one of the ladies that I go to classes with. This is from Karen. This is the one we made at our convention. Here's one that I took off of Pinterest. And then here's one that I made. So those are some samples. And today I'm going to show you how to make one of the cards. So it's this one here. So instead of putting Happy Mother's Day on it, I'm going to put Always and Forever instead. Just let me get you down here. We'll see what we can do here. Alrighty, so what we're going to do first is we're going to take our stamp. So we're going to use this one here. And you're going to use block E for that. And you're going to take your Memento ink. And you're going to cover the stamp with the Memento. And we're going to use the shimmer paper. And the reason we're using that is because we're using the alcohol markers. So the Stampin' Blends, which are the alcohol markers, and they work best with the shimmer paper. So what you're going to do is stamp down onto that shimmer paper. And then we're going to cut it out using your die cutting machine. And it's going to look like that when it's done. So there's the die cut I used to cut that out. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is color that die cut in. So we're going to use the Stampin' Blends. Hopefully you can see that. So this one is Pool Party Light, Pool Party Dark. And then we're also going to use Petal Pink Light and Petal Pink Dark. So I'm going to start with, usually start with the flowers first. So start with the lightest color first and then add in the dark. It's harder to take the dark away after, but it's easier to go over again with the light. Make sure you get these little buds here at the top also. And then what you're going to do is with the dark Stampin' Blend, the darker petal pink, you're going to go over just the highlighted areas. So anytime there's a little bit of a gray, I color over that with the marker. So the Stampin' Up! Stamps give you a lot of help with coloring. A lot of people say, I don't know how to color. I'm not sure where to put highlights. And the stamps of Stampin' Up! They give you a little bit of gray area, so it's a little bit easier to put in those highlights when you need them. And once you have that all colored in, what you're going to do is add in your pool party. So you're going to start with the light first. Now this is my old one, so it makes a bit of a sound when I'm using it. I totally forgot to take out my new one. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the dark end and you're going to add in these stems. I probably suggest using the small side and not the large side like I'm using right now. Like I said before, just take the marker and highlight the areas that you want to highlight. So any part that's a little bit of a gray tone on the stamp. And then you're just going to make the stem in the same color green. And just under the buds there a little bit. So that part is done. So what we're going to do is add in a little bit of the jewel embellishment. So you're going to just take the biggest flower that you have and put that one in the middle of that. And then you're just going to add one here. And then add one here. And it just gives it a little bit more of a color. So once it's done, it will look like that. Okay, and then the next step is to put our card together. So what you're going to do is you're going to take, now I'm going to forget all my colors. You're going to take a piece of Coastal Cabana, and then you're going to use the Specialty Designer Series paper and put that on top. So we're going to use your So I'm using Fast Use. Fast Use is not available anymore. So the best thing to use is Snail or Tombow, which are their choices. So you're just going to give yourself a little bit of a edge around. So just like that. So it'll look like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your dimensionals, sheet of dimensionals, and you're going to put those onto the flowers on the back of your stamped image. So also make sure that you punch out any little areas. So right here, there's like a little piece that right there that wasn't punched out, so I punched that piece out. And then you're just going to put this right there on the card. And the last step is the saying. So we're going to take our Coastal Cabana stamp pad and our Always and Forever stamp. And we're going to stamp that down on our little piece of paper. And I used the layered nestle dies for the little piece of paper that we're going to use. And there it is. And I just stuck my fingers right in my ink because that's what I like to do when I'm stamping. And then you're just going to put that right into the middle of the label there. So as you can see, I made a mistake and went a little bit sideways. So what I'm going to do is flip it over and do it again because there's always two sides to these cutouts. And there we go. So make sure you close up your stamp pad once you're using them because they can dry out. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our card and we're going to take dimensionals on the back side of that label. And I'm going to put that underneath that flower. I like the way that looks a little bit better. And there's our card all finished. And here's my first sample card. That one I put Happy Mother's Day. Thank you for joining me. I would like you to come back on Monday. I'm going to be doing another technique class. So just come back on Monday at 1 o'clock and we'll see you then. Thank you. Bye.